Have you ever felt like you understand English, but when you listen to native speakers, they use phrases that just don't make sense word by word? You translate each word in your head, and still you're confused. Well, today is the day that changes. I'm Aurora, and welcome back to the channel where we learn English the way it's actually spoken. Today, I'm sharing with you 40 smart English phrases that native speakers use every single day. Not the textbook stuff. Not the formal, robotic expressions. These are real, living, breathing phrases that will make you sound natural, confident, and fluent. So grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's jump right in. Let me start with something that probably happened to you before. You're talking to someone, maybe a colleague or a friend, and suddenly they say something like, "I'll play it by ear." And you think, play what? What ear? Where's the music? This phrase has nothing to do with music. When someone says, "I'll play it by ear," it means they'll decide what to do as the situation develops. They're not making a solid plan. They're staying flexible. Imagine your friend asks, "Hey, do you want to go out tonight?" And you're not sure yet. You can say, "I'm not sure yet. I'll play it by ear." It's casual, it's smart, and it's very native. Here's another one that confuses so many learners. Someone tells you, "Break a leg." And you think, why would you wish that on me? That sounds terrible. But actually, it's the opposite. Break a leg means good luck, especially before a performance or something important. It's used in theater before presentations, before job interviews. So if your friend is about to give a big speech, you say, "Break a leg." You're wishing them success, not injury. It's one of those phrases where the meaning is hidden in culture, not in the words themselves. Now let's talk about a phrase you'll hear all the time in casual conversations. Hit the nail on the head. This means to be exactly right about something. Imagine you're talking with your coworker about why a project failed, and they say, "I think we didn't communicate well enough." And you reply, "Yes, you hit the nail on the head." That's exactly the problem. You're telling them they understood the situation perfectly. It's such a strong, confident phrase. And when you use it, people notice. They think, wow, this person really knows how to speak English naturally. Let's keep going. Have you ever heard someone say, "That costs an arm and a leg"? Again, very confusing if you take it literally. Nobody is losing body parts here. This phrase means something is very expensive. So if someone asks, "How much did that new phone cost?" you could say, "Oh, it cost an arm and a leg." Or you could say, "It was really expensive," but the idiom version is so much more colorful. It paints a picture. It makes your English come alive. Now here's one that I absolutely love. Spill the tea. This is modern, it's fun, it's used a lot on social media and in everyday conversation. Spill the tea means tell me the gossip or share the news. It's like saying, "Come on, tell me what happened." So imagine your friend comes back from a date and you say, "Okay, spill the tea." What happened? It's playful, it's engaging, and it shows that you're not just learning English, you're living it. Here's a classic one. It's raining cats and dogs. I'm sure you've heard this before, but do you actually use it? Probably not, right? This phrase means it's raining very heavily. So instead of just saying, "It's raining a lot," you can say, "Wow, it's raining cats and dogs out there. I forgot my umbrella." It's expressive, it's vivid, and native speakers love it because it adds personality to the conversation. Let's talk about piece of cake, not an actual dessert. When someone says something is a piece of cake, they mean it's very easy. So if someone asks, "Was the test hard?" you can say, "No, it was a piece of cake." Or if your boss asks if you can finish a report by Friday and it's no problem for you, you say, "Sure, that's a piece of cake." It's confident, it's smooth, and it makes you sound like a natural. Now here's one that's super useful in the workplace. Get the ball rolling. This means to start something, to begin a project or process. So in a meeting, someone might say, "All right, let's get the ball rolling." Or if you want to suggest starting a plan, you say, "How do we get the ball rolling on this?" It shows initiative. It shows you're proactive. And trust me, in professional settings, these little phrases matter. They make you sound like you belong. Here's a tricky one. Under the weather. If someone says, "I'm feeling under the weather," it doesn't mean they're standing outside in the rain. It means they're feeling a little sick. Not seriously ill, just not 100%. So if your coworker didn't come to the office, someone might say, "Oh, she's feeling under the weather today." It's polite, it's soft, and it's very commonly used in everyday conversation. Let's talk about once in a blue moon. This phrase means very rarely, almost never. So if someone asks, do you eat fast food? And you don't eat it often, you say, only once in a blue moon, maybe twice a year. It's poetic, it's interesting. And it's much better than just saying, not often. Native speakers appreciate these little touches. It shows you're not just communicating, you're connecting. Here's one you'll hear a lot in American English especially. Touch base. This means to contact someone or check in with them, usually briefly. So your manager might say, let's touch base tomorrow about the new project. Or if you're coordinating with a friend, you can say, I'll touch base with you later this week. It's professional but friendly. And it fits perfectly in both casual and business settings. Now, have you ever been in a situation where something happens that you didn't expect and someone says that came out of the blue? This means it was completely unexpected. There was no warning. Imagine your friend suddenly announces they're moving to another country. You might say, wow, that came out of the blue. I had no idea. It's one of those phrases that adds color and emotion to your storytelling. And when you learn to use phrases like this, your English stops sounding flat. It starts sounding real. Let's keep building your toolkit. Cut to the chase. This is such a powerful phrase. It means get to the point, stop wasting time with unnecessary details. So if someone is telling a long story and you're in a hurry, you could say, sorry, can you cut to the chase? Or if you're writing an email and you want to be direct, you might say, let me cut to the chase, here's what I need. It's assertive, it's clear, and it shows confidence. Here's a fun one. Hit the sack. This means to go to bed. So instead of saying, I'm going to sleep now, you say, I'm going to hit the sack. Or if your friend asks what your plans are, you say, I'm exhausted. I think I'm just going to hit the sack early tonight. It's casual, it's natural, and it sounds exactly like how native speakers talk with their friends. What about when you're talking about a situation that could go either way? Native speakers often say, it's up in the air. This means something is undecided or uncertain. So if your friend asks, are you going to take that job offer? And you're not sure yet, you say, I don't know. It's still up in the air. Or in a meeting, someone might say, the launch date is still up in the air. We're waiting for approval. It's vague in meaning but very precise in tone. Now let's talk about something we all experience, especially in the morning, feeling out of it. If you say, I'm feeling a bit out of it today, it means you're not fully focused or you're feeling disconnected, maybe tired or distracted. It's not serious, just a temporary state. So your coworker might ask, are you okay? And you say, yeah, I'm fine, just feeling a little out of it. I didn't sleep well. It's honest. It's relatable. And it sounds completely natural. Here's a phrase that shows empathy and understanding. I feel you. This is very informal and very common, especially among younger speakers. It means I understand what you're going through or I relate to that. So your friend says, I'm so stressed about this exam. And you reply, I feel you. I've been there. It's short. It's simple. And it connects people emotionally. That's the beauty of real English. Let's talk about being realistic. Native speakers often say, let's be real or let's be honest. It's a way to introduce a truth that might be uncomfortable or direct. So you might say, let's be real. Learning a language takes time. You can't become fluent in a week. Or in a discussion with friends, let's be honest, that movie was not good. It's conversational. It invites openness. And it's used constantly in everyday dialogue. Here's one that's super helpful when you want to avoid a topic. Let's not go there. This means let's not talk about that. It's uncomfortable or complicated. Imagine someone brings up politics at dinner and you don't want to get into it. You smile and say, let's not go there. Or if your friend asks about your ex, you might say, yeah, let's not go there right now. It's polite but firm, and it gives you control over the conversation. Now let's talk about when you finally understand something after being confused. You say it clicked. This means something suddenly made sense. So you might say, I didn't understand grammar for the longest time, but then one day it just clicked. Or, I watched that tutorial 3 times and finally it clicked. It's a beautiful phrase because it captures that aha moment. And everyone can relate to it. Here's a great one for decision making. Sleep on it. This means to take time before making a decision, usually overnight. So if someone offers you something and you're not sure, you say, "Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer tomorrow." It's wise, it's mature, and it shows you don't rush into things. Native speakers respect that. What about when someone exaggerates or says something unbelievable? You might say, "No way," or "Get out of here." Both mean I don't believe you, but in a playful, surprised tone. So your friend says, "I just want a free trip to Hawaii." And you say, "No way. Are you serious?" Or "Get out of here. That's amazing." These little reactions make conversations lively and fun. Let's talk about work situations. If someone is working very hard, native speakers say they're burning the midnight oil. This means staying up late to work or study. So you might say, "I've been burning the midnight oil all week to finish this project." It's dramatic, it's vivid, and it perfectly describes that intense work mode we all know. Here's one that shows understanding in a softer way. Fair enough. When someone explains their reasoning and you accept it, even if you don't fully agree, you say, "Fair enough." Imagine your friend says, "I can't come to the party because I have to work early tomorrow." You reply, "Fair enough. I understand." It's respectful, it's easygoing, and it keeps the conversation smooth. Now, what do you say when something is obvious? Native speakers often say, "No brainer." This means the decision is so easy that you don't even need to think about it. So if someone asks, "Should I take the job that pays more and has better hours?" You say, "That's a no-brainer. Of course you should." It's confident, it's direct, and it shows clarity. Here's one you'll hear in friendships and teams. Have your back. This means to support someone or be loyal to them. So your friend might say, "Don't worry, I've got your back." Or you tell someone, "I'll always have your back no matter what." It's powerful, it's emotional, and it builds trust. Let's talk about starting fresh. Native speakers say, "Turn over a new leaf." This means to change your behavior and start again in a better way. So if someone asks about your new habits, you might say, "I decided to turn over a new leaf. I'm exercising every day now." It's positive, it's hopeful, and it's great for talking about personal growth. Here's one that's perfect for when plans change. Roll with the punches. This means to adapt to difficult situations without complaining. Life throws challenges, and you just keep going. So someone might say, "Yeah, the event got canceled, but we'll just roll with the punches." It's mature, it's flexible, and it shows emotional intelligence. Now let's talk about honesty. If someone is being very direct and truthful, you might say they're shooting straight or they're being straight up. Both mean honest and direct. So your friend gives you tough advice and you say, "Thanks for shooting straight with me. I needed to hear that." Or someone asks, "Are you mad?" And you reply straight up, "Yes, I am." It's bold, it's clear, and it's refreshing. Here's a phrase that's great for describing slow progress. Baby steps. This means small, gradual progress. So if you're learning English and someone asks how it's going, you say, "I'm getting there." Just taking baby steps. It's humble, it's realistic, and it shows patience and persistence. Let's talk about making a good impression. Native speakers say, "Put your best foot forward." This means to try your hardest and show your best qualities. So before an interview, your friend might say, "Just put your best foot forward. You'll do great." It's encouraging, it's motivating, and it's commonly used in moments that matter. Here's one that describes being extremely busy. Swamped. If someone asks, "How's work?" you say, "I'm swamped right now." It means overwhelmed with tasks. Or your friend invites you out and you say, "I'd love to, but I'm totally swamped this week." It's casual but clear, and everyone understands it immediately. What about when you want to say something is really easy to notice? You say, "It stands out." So you might say, "Your presentation really stood out. Everyone noticed it." Or "That red jacket really stands out." It's great for compliments and observations. Now here's a phrase for when you're talking about trying something. Give it a shot. This means to try something even if you're not sure you'll succeed. So someone says, "I don't know if I can do this." And you say, "Just give it a shot." What's the worst that could happen? It's encouraging, it's brave, and it's very natural. Here's a phrase you'll hear in decision-making. Weigh your options. This means to carefully consider all possibilities before choosing. So someone might say, I'm weighing my options before I decide which university to attend. It's thoughtful, it's smart, and it's perfect for serious conversations. Let's talk about something everyone experiences. Feeling on edge. This means feeling nervous or anxious. So you might say, I've been on edge all day waiting for the results. It describes that tense, uneasy feeling so well. And native speakers use it all the time. Here's one that shows something is finally finished. Wrap it up. This means to finish or conclude something. So in a meeting, someone might say, all right, let's wrap it up. We've covered everything. Or you're finishing a project and you say, I just need 1 more hour to wrap it up. It's efficient, it's clear, and it's commonly used in work settings. Now let's talk about being in trouble or a difficult situation. Native speakers say, in hot water. So if you forgot to submit a report, someone might say, you're in hot water with the boss. Or you might say, I'm in hot water with my parents because I came home late. It's colorful, it's descriptive, and it's much more interesting than just saying in trouble. Here's a phrase for when something is very easy to understand. Crystal clear. So your teacher explains something and asks, does everyone understand? You say, yes, it's crystal clear. Or someone gives you directions and you reply, got it? Crystal clear. It's confident and reassuring. Let's talk about the phrase on the same page. This means everyone understands and agrees. So in a meeting, the leader might say, let's make sure we're all on the same page before we move forward. Or with your partner before a trip, you say, are we on the same page about the budget? It's collaborative, it's smart, and it prevents misunderstandings. Here's one more I want to leave you with before we wrap up. Keep your chin up. This means stay positive, don't give up, even when things are hard. So if your friend is going through a tough time, you say, I know it's hard, but keep your chin up. Things will get better. It's compassionate. It's hopeful. And it's exactly the kind of phrase that shows you care. So there you have it. 40 smart, practical, real English phrases that native speakers use every single day. Now I want you to do something for me. Don't just watch this video and move on. Choose 3 phrases from today. Write them down. Use them this week. Say them out loud. Put them in your conversations, your emails, your thoughts, because here's the truth. You don't become fluent by knowing a lot. You become fluent by using what you know. And every time you use one of these phrases, you're not just speaking English. You're speaking like someone who belongs, someone who connects, someone who's confident. That's the kind of English learner you are. That's the kind of English speaker you're becoming. I'm so proud of you for being here. Keep going. Keep learning. And remember, fluency isn't a destination. It's a journey. And you're doing amazing. I'll see you in the next video.